So I've gotten a bunch of questions on exactly what I did to order my Factory 5 Type 65 Shelby Daytona Coupe. So I figured I'd make a video and show you guys exactly how I ordered and spec'd up my car for my build, and maybe that could give you guys some insights and some perspective on what you would want to do for your car. Factory 5 makes a ton of different builds and projects that you can do. I just so happen to be absolutely in love with the Type 65, but they have so many other cool kits that you could put together and put just about any power plant in. Let's get to how I ordered it up. All right, so here we are on the Factory 5 page. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I did to order my car, so you guys can figure out what you wanna do for yours as well. Right off the road, I'm going to Type 65 Coupe. You hit configure your kit, okay? Take you down, you gotta find your kit. Type 65 Coupe, there's a Canadian kit, obviously isn't applicable for us. There is a complete kit. Now the complete kit is great. However, for us, we're gonna be doing some customization that's gonna be a little bit different. And so we don't need all of the stuff to do a complete kit. So I actually configured mine off of the base kit, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So base price of the kit is $17,990. I tried to be as budget friendly as possible, but I did purchase some options. So in order for us to have a fully powder coated chassis, it is $699 to go ahead and get that, so we did. And I also wanted to save some time on body cutouts for the side pipes, body mounts, lighting, accessories, gas cap, and such. It just makes checking those two boxes there is going to make it a lot easier to do. I'm keeping the stock Coney coilovers that it comes with, and I'm keeping OEM 4-link rear suspension. I opted not to go with the Mustang based rear suspension just because it is going to be harder to find something like that, and it is significantly more expensive. And if you have an 8.8 straight axle, it is significantly easier to install, and it's a lot less expensive. And believe it or not, you can launch the car better with an 8.8 straight axle. I just picked J pipes for 8795 Mustang donor. I'm going to use the LS manifolds instead of actual headers because it will make the car a little quieter, and it'll also cut down on heat frying spark plugs. But I'm going to powder coat them up and have them done nice, but it will be easier to just use the cast iron manifolds. Clutch master cylinder kit. I did use manual clutch release kit, but I'm going to be upgrading to this one at some point. The hydraulic clutch master cylinder kit, I might just get my own. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. I might just order it straight from Willwood. Not sure yet. I am using an 87 to 93 Mustang steering rack, which you can get those on Rock Auto. So I'm going to do that. And note, the Mustang steering rack is power steering, so I'm not going to be using a manual steering rack. The rack that I'm going to get is power.
This episode is brought to you by these awesome wheel dollies. If you have a car, whether it's running or not, and you have limited garage space in your garage, definitely get these wheel dollies. You can push it up against a wall, you can move the car around anywhere, any which way you want. This is a 2,900 pound Mustang that I am moving around the garage with relative ease. And I'll put a link to this in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. And buying it through those links helps the channel a lot. We really appreciate it.
I'm keeping the Coupe Platinum gauges. Not going to go crazy with that. Still not sure what I might do. I might actually use a digital dash of some sorts if I want to do that. So I still am kind of up in the air on that. For keeping black vinyl roadster seats, it's what they send you in the kit. I might get better seats, I really might, but I'm going to keep the black vinyl roadster seats at least in there initially. And I picked heater defroster for 302 351. It's the closest thing for AC and heat. That was a big upgrade that we wanted. If the car is going to be LS based, but I think this stuff will work. And based on what they've told me at Factory 5, it can work. I did get windshield wipers. I want the car to be functional and be able to drive in the rain. Black carpet package. I also got that. I want a full interior in this thing. I also ordered Coupe side windows and the Coupe sound insulation kit for the majority of my options that I'm going to have here. This will make the car as most like of a resto mod as possible. It'll be very, very comfortable inside with the sound insulation kit and the black carpet, and it'll look really nice inside of there as well. I didn't do a front sway bar. I may add one later, at least to get the car going. I don't need one. I also didn't pick the aero vents because we're going to have AC, and the aero vents are probably not necessary for that. In-tank fuel system, I didn't click that because I'm going to have my own system set up for that. I didn't pick the Halabrand wheels I wanted yet because I don't know which ones I'm going to get yet, but I'm leaning on 18s at the moment. I would like to see a couple in person before I actually pick that finally. And if you look here, there's a lot of other options that you can get that I didn't really click on because I don't think I'm going to need them. I already have a rear end for me as well. So that is basically my build out. It came to $22,559, and I'm doing self pickup, so I don't need to worry about anything else. And I have donor engine vehicle parts, and I wanted it as soon as possible. So once you put in some things in here on what you want to have with your order, and then when you click the next button is when it starts going to ask for information, and you have to give them a deposit. So that is basically how you order up the car. Obviously, you got to put name, address, phone number, $1,000 deposit to hold the car, and these are just disclaimers. You have read and understand. You got to put your credit card information on here, and then you hit submit, and then it takes you to a congratulatory screen. So that is how I ordered up my car exactly. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll touch on some other stuff here right now. I already have some other videos that I'm working on now about tearing down my LS engine that I have, getting a transmission, rear end, getting all of the suspension and stuff that I already have for the car ready, so when we get the kit, I can start throwing stuff in as soon as possible. So make sure you guys stick around to check out all those videos on that. Hit that subscribe button and check out a couple of these videos that I'm working on as well.